everyone to a new episode of Fashion Corner with myself, Erima, and Janet.
Hi, hello guys. Good to be here again.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And today we have a really interesting topic for you. We're going to be exploring the impact of the, COVID-19 pandemic on fashion businesses. And today we have this very special guest with us. He was a teacher for us at Toronto Film School, very special, teacher. Really impacted us a lot. Everything that we learned.
It was my favorite instructor. He's a very calm person. He has an amazing personality. So yeah, we have the privilege of having him on the show today. Yeah, and his name is Christopher Paunil.
So sit back and enjoy the interview and let us know what you think in the comment section. Like and subscribe if this is your first time joining our channel. Welcome. Stay with us. Tell us what you think. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to hear from us. Without further ado, let's get into the interview. So, first, introduce yourself to our viewers, if you can. Just give us an idea about your background and your business.
Sure. My name is Christopher Paunil. I'm a Toronto-based fashion designer. I've been running my business now for 10 years, so 2020 is our 10-year anniversary. And I've been working in the fashion industry since 2003, which was when I graduated from my post-secondary education. So I've been in the business now for a total of 17 years and counting.
Wow. So
and I specialize in the bridal and evening. But I'm hoping to get into other things as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So
thank
Janet.
you. Yeah, thank you for joining us, Chris. By the way, guys, just so I put it out there, Chris is like he was my favorite instructor when I was in Toronto Film School. So yeah, I'm just like, let me put that out there. He was my favorite instructor. He taught us, he took the construction classes. I think he did for the first term.
Yeah, he actually taught me in first term.
Yeah.
3 terms?
3 terms.
3 terms?
I think
Was it 3
so.
Terms?
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
2, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. So 3 terms construction, 3 terms. And he's an amazing teacher, very patient. It's just amazing. So I just thought to let you guys know that. Yes, Chris, as well as being a designer, he's also a fashion instructor. He teaches in colleges. So yes, Chris, so I know that this whole pandemic, it has kind of caused a lot of a decrease in the customer. People are not looking to buy anything right now, mainly because there's social distancing going on. I don't think anybody has. I know I've heard of couples that had to cancel their weddings. I'm talking in regards to that because I know you do bridals, and majority of the people that your clients are brides and people that basically attend weddings. So I know that because of the whole social distancing and the pandemic in general, I will assume that because other industries have seen a decline in business, right? So I know that fashion being I don't know, in fashion, you have to meet your clients, you have to take their measurements, they have to come and do tryouts, fittings. And I just want to know how the pandemic has affected your business. How has it affected the business in general for you?
Yeah, so you mentioned the pandemic has affected everybody, not even just the fashion industry, but everyone's taken a hit. But for myself, because we work so closely with our clients, and as you mentioned, we have to meet with our clients face to face, but especially when we're doing custom design, we have to do their measurements. We do fittings and alterations. So, because of the pandemic, things have changed drastically this year. So, sales-wise, things have changed. My sales are not what they were this time as they were last year. But to make up for that, we've started doing masks, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, so prior to the pandemic, I did already have a lot of clients secured for this year that have either postponed or canceled their weddings. And those weddings are, to be determined for the ones that have been canceled. And some of them have postponed them for later in the summer. And some of my brides are still actually hoping to get married in like August or later. And they're really hopeful that they'll be able to have a wedding with more than 10 people, depending on where they are. But what's been really interesting is throughout this whole pandemic, I've still been getting orders through online. So people have been reaching out to me from all over the world.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, people have been reaching out to me from all over the world, just through online, and I've secured a lot of like sales that way. Keep in mind, I should say that these people that have reached out during this time, their weddings aren't until later in the year or next year.
Yeah.
But I actually have a bride that's getting married in August.
Wow.
No, that's a lie. Yeah, August. I have 2 brides getting married in August, but one of them only reached out to me a month ago. So we're working with her to figure that out. And she lives in Vancouver, so she's going to have to travel here to do the fittings and alterations. So, we're just sort of taking things day by day, depending on what the restrictions are, based on where the client is, what the restrictions are for where we are in Toronto. And we're just, navigating through all of it as things develop. Yeah. Sorry,
so
guys, you mind holding for one? Can you hold for 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just 1 second. Sorry, medicine this morning, so maybe it's starting to wear off.
Hope you get better soon. Yeah. So you spoke about like the masks and how you had to like that was like an immediate measure you had to like sort of put in place for like cash to come in. So what other measures did you have to implement to confront the COVID situation that happened?
Yeah. So. Well, at first when COVID first happened and the pandemic started happening and affecting everyone around the world, we didn't really know how it was going to affect us. So we weren't able to see clients, do fittings, meet people, and secure new business face to face. And as I mentioned, a lot of our new business now has been secured through social media and online. And for the first little bit, we just didn't know the severity of the pandemic and how it was going to affect everybody, especially us. So when it first happened, people reached out to us requesting face masks because, as you know, there was a shortage of personal protection equipment all over the place. So we were volunteering our time just making face masks for donation, just to help everybody out. Because I wasn't too worried about the financial side of the business because we did have business and we have retailers that carry us as well. So because we have the retailers, we get orders, pretty regularly from those retailers. So I wasn't worried so much about the cash flow in the beginning. So we were volunteering our time, making things for, a very minimal cost just to cover the cost of labor and materials. We weren't trying to make a profit off of face masks. And then as things started to increase, like the quarantines and the isolation period started to get longer, we had to figure out a way to bring in sales to make up for the sales that we were lacking. So we did have a Shopify account. And
Nice.
Luckily our masks online, and that's basically made up for the so it's been really good as far as the mask sales go. As far as the dress sales go, it's slower than usual, but it's still not bad. We just had to adapt, and I think that this whole period has taught me that the world is a very big place, and in order to reach a broader demographic, you need to adapt and be able to sell things online. And so I've learned through this process that if I'm not able to meet somebody face to face, I can still sell somebody a product from halfway around the world. We do FaceTime measurements. So if someone's ordering a custom dress, all they need is a tape measure and someone to help them. And then we schedule a call and I lead them through how to take the measurements. And in most cases, the fit's usually really good and maybe minimal alterations are required. But technology is amazing. where would we be without the internet?
Exactly. I was actually telling Janet. I was actually telling Janet one day that, like, you know, if something happens and like the internet, like, you know, breaks down or something, like it's going to be like what the worst kind of event that ever happened, right?
For several people, that's going to be like a huge, you know, because I know people that have built like businesses based off the internet. So the internet is amazing.
So just one question. So before the pandemic, you didn't have like a Shopify account, like that wasn't really like a part of your business, because you sort of mentioned that you sort of like set up this Shopify account. I'm just okay.
So do you just sell the face masks?
So right now we're just selling face masks. We did have the Shopify account. We just didn't have any products on our store, on our online store. Yeah, so it wasn't too difficult of a process getting it all set up. And once we did that, like the sales started coming in, and it's been very busy. It's been very steady. But I do want to, you know, diversify and start selling more than just bridal and face masks. I want to do like ready to wear and things that people can just easily implement into their existing wardrobe. And keep everything locally made. It's also, you know, I also don't know the direction that fashion's going in, because as you mentioned, consumer behavior is changing, right?
It's changing.
I don't know what people are going to want like 5-6 months down the road. We're sort of adapting and seeing how things are going, and we just have to be able to be quick on our feet and adapt as we need to.
Because we were going to ask you that later on as well, that are you thinking of like increasing your brand's product offering, like eventually, because I think that you just mentioned that now that you are looking into that, you know, we're going to ask you that, are you thinking of like I don't know, increasing what your brand has to offer? That's good.
It's been something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and you know, we're a small team, so we can only do so much within the given amount of time and what's within our capacity, because I don't want to take on too much and then not be able to fulfill the expectations of our clients and our customers. So and I'm totally fine with slow and steady growth. I'd rather grow nice and steadily than grow too quickly and not be able to manage.
And then that makes absolute sense. So that takes us to like the next question. So I know that you as a designer and your brand, you've tried your best, you know, to adjust to the whole situation. But I would like to know what has been your video went out for a bit.
Just ask the question again. We're going to edit it, so
edit. Okay, so yes, I was going to say that my next question is this. So I know that yourself as a designer and your brand, you have tried to adjust to the whole situation and the pandemic. But I would like to know, what has been the customers' response to this whole new setup? Like how have they like reacted? What did you notice about like what has been the general like response to the whole setup from your clients?
Well, with like my existing bridal clients, a lot of them, and even a lot of them, I was gonna say, were freaked out in the beginning, because a lot of them lost money, because you know, when you're getting married, you have to put down deposits on your venue. On your, you know, so many of my clients have lost lots of money, and I think they're still very hesitant to move forward with planning their wedding, because they don't know what the restrictions are going to be next month or 2 months away from now. So they're so that, you know, their response is sort of questionable. But as far as like our offer, like producing masks, my clients have been purchasing masks from us, which is amazing. Past clients have come to us for masks, and what's been really good about introducing these masks and, you know, hopefully soon introducing other fashion, is that existing clients that have previously only purchased bridal or evening gowns from me will now have like a whole set of other pieces that they can purchase to help support my business, and you know, so it's been very positive from my perspective, because people that have always wanted a piece of like what we offer, and in the past it's only been bridal and evening, they're able to purchase something else that's not just that they'll just only be able to wear once or twice.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next question, I think we kind of already like sort of covered it, but I want to sort of bring it from a different angle, because as Nigerians, I'm sure you know, like the Nigerian wedding industry is like massive, and like is massive, right? And we have, you know, there's a lot more. I mean, I've been following like, you know, the Vogue, the way that like different bridal businesses have been trying to, you know, change their business models in a way, and sort of there's a lot more than just like the wedding day and the wedding dress. There's like, you know, people who go for, you know, the honeymoon period and how like they kind of give them offerings for that. So I'm just wondering if, you know, like you've sort of thought of that angle in terms of like pivoting your brand and
like
diversifying your
products.
brand offering. Yeah.
Like doing more of like a lifestyle type thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Like adding that into like the still within the concept of like bridal and like that kind of
Bridals.
event, but, you know, giving them more options that, you know, like, you know, kind of thing.
I have thought about doing other, offering other products. Like in an ideal world, I'd love to do like shoes and accessories and handbags. But you know, in order to do that, you need an injection of like of capital and an investment of some sort. And at this point, I just don't know if I want to take on a huge risk, especially in this time. Like I don't know, you know, where the industry is going to be in next to a year from now, 2 years from now. So I'd rather just like be able to manage what I can manage on our own, like with our small team here in Toronto, than diving into something completely foreign to me that I have no concept and no knowledge about, and where I would have to rely heavily on other people to help, you know, grow essentially another business. If I dabble into like footwear or it's something that I would love to do. I do want to say that I've also been entertaining the idea of getting into like cosmetics, but that's probably not. Yeah,
that's like a different. That's like a
totally
different kettle of fish.
Yeah, it is. But it's something that I've always cared about, like skincare and like cosmetics, and especially for like men or non-gender cosmetics. I think it's sort of like a movement that's taking off, especially with a lot of YouTubers and a lot of influencers. You can see like brands going from here 1 year and then just skyrocketing within a matter of like a couple of years. So that's something that I've always been fascinated by, and it's something that I would love to dabble in. But it's just about, you know, making sure there's enough time to do that and trying to sort everything out. So, you know, it's on my radar. It's something I want to do. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
that would be amazing, though. I can't wait to like see that. Yay.
Yeah.
Because I've always admired the way you do your makeup and stuff. So yeah, I think cosmetics. Yeah, you should do that.
Thanks. Or even like hair for men. I think there's such a stigma with like men wearing hair pieces, and I've never been shy about telling people that this isn't my hair. Like, this is not my hair. Like, to me, I look at hair as an accessory, and I think a lot of people are so attached to their hair that, especially like men, if they start losing their hair, they just wear hats, or they like wear comb overs, or they shave their head. But why not just wear a hairpiece? You know, it's like putting on a pair of shoes. You can change it if you don't. So I want to like maybe work towards breaking the stigma around that. You know, hair isn't just for women or people of a certain ethnicity. You know, it can be for everybody.
For everybody.
So just one last question for me. Since you've mentioned that you want to kind of keep everything like, you know, made in Canada and locally made and all of that. So does that mean that like because I know that you had like you were dabbling in like a little ready to wear venture and like to make stuff overseas, like in China. So is that kind of like on hold indefinitely, or? So
working with factories overseas, I would say right now it's on hold for two reasons. Like, I do want to try to maintain a locally made aspect to the business. I think that resonates with a lot of people, especially my clients that have been supporting me from the beginning. I think what they like about me is that I'm accessible to them. I'm pretty transparent with where things are produced. Like 99% of what we do is made right here in our studio. If anything, we'll work with home sewers or contractors within Toronto and the GTA. And we did dabble with working with a factory overseas because we wanted to produce a line of bridal wear that was at a more accessible price point. But we found that, with the time difference and the language barrier, it was sort of difficult to try to get this collection off the ground. And with the shipping, everything almost ended up being like very close to the price point that we sell our garments at here, just because we don't have the volume. Like if you're only doing like 5 to 10 dresses, they still have to charge you a certain amount, versus if you're selling 1,000 dresses of the same style, then you can decrease the cost. But we're not at that stage yet. So until then, pandemic, I don't know. There's so many delays with shipping too. I just don't want to have to deal with that.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, so yes, so I guess that will bring me to like the final question for today. I will just like it's we're almost done. So I would like to. I just want to know, like, what advice will you give to like other like small fashion businesses, right? What advice will you give to them, like how to kind of like stay afloat during this time? How can they just manage? Because like you said, a lot of things are changing. The customers, the customers' attitude to buying is changing. We don't even like, we're unsure of what to offer, what they will need down the line, by the end of this year. So what's your advice to like, fashion businesses, small businesses, how can they like just sort of stay afloat and manage during this uncertain time?
Yeah, well, sell face masks for one.
Okay.
Fair.
I think there's a big demand for face masks, and I know depending on like certain cities, like if you're leaving your home, it's mandated that you have to wear one. So depending on where you are and what the restrictions are where you live, you might have to get one. And face masks have been sort of a staple in fashion for a lot of Asian countries. And a lot of people from Asia that live in Toronto, they wear face masks as a regular thing. Like even before the pandemic. And I think what's happening now is it's just becoming like the new normal. And I have one in my car all the time. I leave one in my back pocket just in case I go to a store and you need it. So it's always good to have that on hand.
In fact, BOF has like stated that it's like it's more or less like the number one fashion accessory for this year.
For this year, yes.
Face masks.
If I'm going to wear face masks anyway, might as well make it fashion, right?
Exactly. So I think I think making things that people actually need, as opposed to aspirational garments. Like for me to do like a collection of evening wear, I don't think makes sense right now, because one, no one's having an event. Number two, a lot of people aren't working, so they don't necessarily have the same disposable income that they once might have had to spend on like a $2,000 dress. So, instead of selling pieces that are more aspirational that you can only wear once or twice, I think it's about making staple garments that you can incorporate into your existing wardrobe, that you can dress up or down, and that are, at a price point that's not breaking the bank, because a lot of people are very conscious with how they're spending right now. So, I think it's more just about selling staple and essential products right now. And, once things start to change again, to maybe go back to where we were, then we can, readapt and go back to whatever business or whatever, if you're a fashion designer and you're doing like high-end evening wear, you can go back to that. But even a lot of the fashion houses and the high-end evening brands, they're all doing face masks.
Yeah, sure.
They're doing like personal protective like jackets and like pants. There's like a designer that I follow. She basically has like a whole jacket, pant, and face mask matching suit, and she sold out like online in like a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
That's cool.
And she's doing them in a one size fits all, so everything is adjustable with the drawstrings.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
This has been so much fun, and you've given like a lot of advice. See, Erima, I'm going to start selling fashion face masks now. I'll call it Fashion Corner Face Masks. So
Oh my God.
we can get that going. Oh my God. Yeah, but thank you so much, Chris. And I really hope that, everything is sorted, life, everything works out for you as you've planned. And I can't wait
Thanks,
for
guys.
everything to be over so that I can come back to my internship since I'm moving to North York anyway. So yeah, I'll come intern so I can learn more from you.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's been nice having you today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right,
I had
Irma.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.